Wow, look at this field. This is the field of dreams, man. Look at this. This is unbelievable.
Willie Larry Randolph, born on July 6, 1954, grew up in Brownsville, Brooklyn, which was one of New York City's most dangerous neighborhoods. The Tilden Housing Project on Dumont Avenue was Randolph's home for the duration of his childhood. He attributes most of his success in baseball to his hometown, family and friends, and most importantly, his work ethic. This is the story of how Willie Randolph went from sandlot slugger to Major League All-Star and New York Yankees captain.
It was rough. You know, the 60s were a rough time. You know, we, had enough to survive and live life. Dad and Mom worked real hard like all New Yorkers do. And sports was the way for me to, again, stay out of trouble. I loved the game. I knew I was good at it. And my friends and I just always found a way to stay occupied. And sports was our vehicle.
I grew up playing baseball with Willie until he became so much better than the rest of the guys our age that he just kind of took off. And I concentrated mainly in sports around track and football.
We went from stickball, we had leagues, we had teams that we played.
Yeah.
And then we played punch ball, which basically just the same kind of concept. We get a ball, put your finger, throw it up, and punch it like you're using a bat, and just run the bases just like that.
And the ball field was what you made it to be. So it could be in the street, it could be just a little patch of concrete, and you made up your rules. So it was just something to mimic baseball and something to have fun.
It was a way for me to play the game that I loved, but also a way to me connect with my friends and as a group stay out of trouble, because there was a lot of temptation around us daily.
You know, we played with a group of guys that were really close. So we had, the same focus, the same goals and aspirations. So we kind of looked out for each other and we encouraged each other. So I think that kind of helped us, and we stayed disciplined and focused.
I didn't start really thinking about, being a professional until probably junior high school. I told the story about the porter that used to run us off the field at that housing project in Tilden, and he exposed me to American Legion baseball. Wow, look at this field. This is the field of dreams, man. Look at this. This is unbelievable.
Day or night, rain or shine, Randolph could be found playing baseball at his old stomping grounds, Betsy Head Park. He climbed the ranks locally with his ability, eventually earning notice from the professional level.
He would somehow find a way to help the team win, whether it was a defensive play, whether it was an offensive play, whether it was just his leadership by example that, all of his teammates rallied around him. I watched him play. I watched him, really develop into a real sound athlete and just a really good baseball player.
This is where I still played a lot of my Little League baseball right here. Brings back a lot of memories. This is where our dugout used to be. And right in this area right here used to be a little makeshift bleacher. The parents used to sit here and root us on and stuff. And I looked down between the stands and looked right down to the ground, and I saw this piece of leather sticking up through the mud and just the grass and everything. And I remember reaching down and pulling this piece of leather up, and I go, gee, that's a glove. There's a glove down there. So I pulled it up, and I remember when I looked in the back of it, what really intrigued me was that there's a name tag on here. It's a Rawlings glove, and it says James Thorpe. This is something that I always cherish, and I could not believe that, geez, I didn't know James Thorpe was from Brooklyn. I was playing in Prospect Park at the time, and that's when I heard these rumors about a Pittsburgh scout named Dutch Deutsch, who was recruiting me. As it turned out, Mr. Deutsch said, listen, Willie, I need to go back to Pittsburgh. You kind of take it or leave. This is the deal. He offered me $5,000. I thought that was more money than I ever seen in my life. And my dad looked at me and goes, what do you want to do? And I said, Dad, I want to play baseball. So I said, you know what? Give me the contract, sign it. I thought I was rich. Mr. Deutsch got on the plane back to Pittsburgh, and that's when it started. I want you to meet my man, Herb Abramowitz. He's my high school coach at Tilden High School. Graduated back in 1972, and this man taught me everything I know. He likes to believe that, but this is back in the old neighborhood back at Tilden. This guy worked my butt off, okay? Work ethic, we'd take ground balls after ground ball, we ran the track. How many times we went on that track up there?
Until you couldn't move anymore.
Yeah. Out of high school, I went right to rookie league down in Bradenton, Florida, Pirate City at the time. The next year, I went to Charleston, South Carolina to play my first year A-ball. I did real well, kept moving up the ladder a little bit. We got promoted to AAA the following year, and the Pirates called me up. Randy Stanton twisted his ankle, got called up in August of '75. Played sparingly, but I went to Venezuela, played well. My mom called me long distance and said, Willie, I heard this talk about you coming to the Yankees. I'm thinking, well, I'm going to be with the Pirates. I mean, the Yankees don't only need me. Little did I know they were working on the deal, and before you know it, I got a call from Gabe Paul, and I immediately left Venezuela, went home and met with Mr. Paul, met Mr. Steinbrenner, and he signed the contract, and history from there, man. I wouldn't have traded it for nothing. This was a great way to grow up. Again, it gave you a sense of community and neighborhood, and you know, it's just what we knew, and we all looked out for each other, and it was just a great childhood and upbringing, you know. You don't have to have the title always, it's how you carry yourself. And Thurman was always a lead by example guy. So although, you know, it wasn't on my mantle as captain, I felt that responsibility way before I was bestowed that honor. I learned from the best organization probably in baseball history. So it just really just fed my whole demeanor and how I went about the game.
On June 20th, 2015, Willie Randolph received a plaque in Monument Park for his outstanding achievements with the New York Yankees. His impressive 18-year career in baseball will forever be remembered.
I can't come up with enough superlatives because there's no words. I mean, you just have to just, you know, get on your knees and just thank the Lord for, I think someone said this one time, making me a Yankee. I feel that. I know what that feels like.